definitely no drone flying today. It's raining really hard. It's actually pretty cold too. It was a little colder. We have like a full-on blizzard probably by now. It seems like there was actually some small updates too with that bridge diving incident here. In terms of people reporting it, it didn't look good again, unfortunately. With what happened to my computer actually recently, I was just kind of looking around just to see what's out there in the market area. And unfortunately, I was reading here, it seemed like one of the bigger computer stores here, the NCIX, are closing down a bunch of stores apparently, unfortunately. Well, it's kind of unfortunate because I actually bought a lot of my parts from them before when I was building my computer. And you can even see on the site, it seemed like so many people are having issues with them. Basically, orders not being fulfilled, there's no stock. Who would have thought? That company was actually pretty big for who they were. They have like a pretty big video presence and stuff, like on the YouTube. They basically sell to mostly, I guess, enthusiasts, but it just makes you wonder how they just lost their market share just like that. Although according to all these people, they've had internal problems for a very long time. Actually, even before this, as a warning sign, I guess, I was reading online how for some, that's what they claim anyway, some employees were claiming they weren't even getting paid on time. But that's kind of a concern for a company that big. Now, to my understanding, they're saying they're shutting those down because they want to compete better in the online marketplace. I believe this is actually the first store they actually had here. Store is permanently closed. On a lighter note, I was reading this wacky story. What would you do if your trailer or whatever was missing a wheel and you were driving it down the road? How's this one? It says, absolutely unbelievable. Surrey RCMP Sikh driver who used dolly to prop up a trailer. So yeah, literally, it was missing a wheel, and I guess the guy was creative. He's like, what do I have? A dolly? I'll attach this, and he was driving it down the road, so apparently the police are looking for him now because it was dangerous. Plus the driver's trying to be super creative this week, in a dangerous way, might I add. Don't think I can practice the dummy today, it's too wet. Ooh, it's really soggy and wet. Okay, I did read an update for that Rotor Riot Bridge stunt, and apparently they talked to the media about it. I guess they thought it would help them in a way, but unfortunately, I think everyone should know, if the media, in this case anyway, since it's so negative with drones, they'll probably perceive it in a negative way, which is what it turned out to be from what I read here anyways. It says here, drone operators could be fined $25,000 for Alex Fraser bridge stunts. Now, from what I see, the media was trying to press on the question saying, hey, do you think what you did was right? Do you think what you did was safe? And apparently they answered with some remarks, which basically comes down to them saying they don't think what they did was perfectly legal. They probably broke some laws, but basically their flyers are professional, so maybe people are making a big deal about it when they should. That's kind of the gist I got anyways, and whereas the media's take on it afterwards is, hey, let's ask some professionals and see if they were safe or what they broke. For those who haven't seen it, here's a bit of a clip from the interview and stuff like that. To me, it seems like they basically took bits of it that they wanted to say, essentially.
The group of drone operators is facing a $25,000 fine after a dangerous stunt over one of Metro Vancouver's busiest bridges. But as CTV's Penny Daflos reports, they still don't seem to understand what they did wrong.
It's a jaw-dropping roller coaster ride around the busy Alex Fraser Bridge that raised eyebrows and triggered 2 investigations last month.
You know, we have pilots that are experts. They fly every day. They fly around the world in different climates and conditions.
Now the company behind the video is speaking out in the wake of a Transport Canada investigation, facing the prospect of a $25,000 fine.
I would never recommend people flying drones over crowds of people or traffic or, any place where a mistake is going to make it very dangerous.
Chad Capper says Rotor Riot's drone wasn't actually flying over vehicles and operators were being safe. But local experts disagree.
These guys have a lot of experience flying drones. Obviously what they're doing is also super dangerous and reckless. This one's pretty cool. It's got...
CanDrone runs courses on safe UAV usage and point out the drone in the video is too close to cars with other rules broken as well.
First-person view goggles. Technically their drone is not within the line of sight. So that is a direct violation.
Delta police launched an investigation fearing a worst-case scenario.
They're well within the realm of possibility of having it crash into a vehicle, cause that distraction and a chain reaction.
From what I gather, their defense for the most part is saying, hey, we're flying with a bunch of people who know what they're doing, they're professionals. We weren't actually flying over the cars, so in that sense, it should be okay safety-wise, I guess you can say, aside from any fines that they think they broke, then go ahead, charge them. So the other thing that kind of got a reaction out of me was how they asked, I guess, this company here whether or not they felt what they were doing was dangerous or illegal. And the reason why it got my attention, because it says here, he suggested the operators were breaking the rules by using first-person view goggles to pilot the device. Technically, their drone is not within line of sight, so that's a direct violation, he said. And while that's probably true in many ways, this is what I really don't like about this kind of conversation. I mean, if it's about safety, then talk about the safety things, because I even said too, like when it comes to things like, say, the line of sight, sometimes it makes more sense to stare at, say, the screen than visually having to see your drone up in the sky sometimes. So I hate in many ways how this one just implies like, well, there you go. Like, because they're using an FPV goggle, they're automatically dangerous, which isn't the case at all. Like, in that sense, I think it's a little imbalanced when people are trying to determine that. Like there, I would rather hope the topic would be, did they break the laws, for example? Probably, technically, yes, with the way it's written, unfortunately. Was it dangerous? I don't know. I mean, that's for itself, just the fact that they're using a first-person view as opposed to actually, you know, looking at the drone. That is another topic, which I don't think they really cover very well, which is expected. Like in the news report, they showed, for example, like a picture of a drone talking about safety driving near cars. They showed like videos of a Phantom. Like there's no way they were flying a Phantom, but I guess that gets a reaction of people. Well, I don't think they were flying a drone personally that was, say, under 250 grams. I know they weren't flying a Phantom, that's for sure. Oh, what do you guys think about this? Do you think it's going to end up as basically just another example, or they're actually going to charge them the full fine, $25,000, just to make an example of them? It's just too bad because I don't think, unfortunately, just with the way it's presented is, they're going to use this as a way, like just saying in general, like media and everything like that, they're going to use it as a way to really debate about safety, what is actually dangerous and all that. It's just going to be basically here, drones are dangerous, period, ban them, period, in general. That's what it seems like anyways for like recreational flyers, unfortunately. But you never know, of course. Maybe there'll be a sudden story where a person, quote, saved somebody's life with a drone even though they weren't supposed to fly it there, and maybe that'll change everything. That's all you really need, is one impactful story like that. And holy cow, it's raining so hard, I won't be surprised if there's floods tomorrow. Well, let's try to find something to edit to brighten up the day. Alright, see you guys later.